What's in a name? Everything. The power of a name has long been immortalized in prose, poetry, and history. It is your face to the world, your ambassador of quality that reflects your ideals and aspirations. Thompson's, a name, a family, a tradition of excellence. So it is with Thompson's Toyota, where our professional and courteous staff are eager to help you drive home your dream vehicle from the largest selection of new and used Toyota cars and trucks at the best prices. And if your vehicle needs service, our Toyota factory-trained and certified service technicians have the skill and expertise to do the job right and do it right the first time. Thompson's Toyota, where you'll always be treated like family.
Since you wrapped me in this sensation. Oh yeah, I've been singing, I've been beaming, I've been living, I've been dreaming. Since you wrapped me in this sensation.
Hey everybody, welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Tracy Sellers, and today we're hanging out in beautiful Venice Beach. I mean, could the weather be any better? I don't think it could be. And we've got a lot of great new stuff on the show today, so let's not waste any time and get to our first story. Around noontime in Los Angeles, you're bound to hear that famous phrase, let's do lunch, at least once. And at the Mendocino Farms restaurant in West Hollywood, they're doing more than just lunch. They're celebrating the midday meal in a whole new way.
Mendocino Farms is your neighborhood sandwich shop.
That is our chicken MBT, one of our fresh sandwiches at Mendocino Farms.
This restaurant will do 500 sandwiches for lunch today in the next 2 hours.
During their busy lunch rush, they are making a sandwich every 30 seconds. And the recipe for success is simple. They pump up traditional sandwiches by adding unique local ingredients. For example, here's their take on grilled cheese. It features chutney, apples and greens on cranberry walnut bread with goat cheese melted in. Yum, right? But wait, goat cheese that's local in Los Angeles? We just had to investigate that.
We called him, we're like, hey, can we figure out how to start buying goat cheese from you? And he goes, well, you better buy it now because I might not be in business in 2 months.
Actually, this farm is really in trouble.
And we literally called him, we go, how much goat cheese do we need to buy to keep you guys going?
And sure enough, located a mere 40 miles from the restaurant is where you'll find one of the restaurant's star ingredients, goat cheese, being made at Drake Family Farms in Ontario, run by Dan Drake.
Very good. Best goat cheese ever.
I definitely think that one of the big things for us at Mendocino Farms that we pride ourselves on is exposing our guests to the abundance that is so local here. This was the salad that we actually created once Chef Judy and I decided that we wanted to sell a ton of Drake Farms goat cheese. It's called the Save Drake Farms Salad.
Drake Family Farms is a relative newbie to the SoCal scene, but it has old roots. Dan Drake grew up on his century-old family dairy farm in Utah, and when he moved west, he decided to take the plunge here in California with his own goat dairy. So now twice a week you'll find Dan and his crew waking up early, milking the goats, and then making a variety of cheeses to sell to restaurants like Mendocino Farms, as well as at farmers markets and at Whole Foods grocery stores in the Southern California area.
We're making the 10-pound bags right now for Mendocino Farms. The secret to making good cheese is having good quality milk. The secret to having good quality milk is having healthy, happy goats.
And his goat dairy has grown to a herd of 250 healthy, and from what I could see, mischievous goats.
The easiest way for the average person to think of that is imagine a herd of dogs. They all have different personalities. They all have different wants and desires. Some are real laid back. Other ones want to be in your face, lap dogs all the time.
Dan's secret to making the best cheese is to use the highest quality milk, and he's found the best quality milk comes from a healthy group of goats. And Dan would be the guy to know a healthy goat because in addition to being a dairyman and a cheesemaker, he's also a large animal veterinarian. So when he's not tending to his own herd, you'll find him tending to the few other herds that still remain in the area.
He does a good job.
And when he's done his vet checks at the local dairies, Dan is right back where he started the day, back at the farm doing what he loves most, hanging with his favorite group of ladies. And no matter what job he's doing, whether it's being a doctor, a cheesemaker, a dairyman, or a goat whisperer, he's doing it with a smile and a passion that is contagious.
I just like coming out here and being with the goats, being relaxed, seeing, spending some time with them, giving them their pets.
He is a perfect reflection of the type of person that we want our brand to support. The people that work for him are happy and fulfilled. His animals are healthy and happy, and that's the kind of guy that we want to invest in.
I like the cheese, I love cheese, but it's really about the goats.
And stay with us because there's more California Bountiful coming right up.
Closed captioning of California Bountiful is provided by Agriculture Liquid Fertilizers. Producing better crops with better fertilizers, it's better for California.
So farm to fork means maybe mixed greens and potatoes right now, and in a month it's going to mean asparagus, and a month after that it'll mean strawberries, and then apricots, and then peaches and nectarines, and then apples and pears will come, and then it'll be time for winter squash.
In the nation, we worry about fire-breathing monsters, and we worry about spinach. At Nationwide Insurance, we take care of the big things like protecting you, so you only have to worry about the little stuff. We put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation that doesn't sweat it.
Nationwide is on your side.
To learn more about the nation where Farm Bureau members can save on their auto insurance, call 877-ON-YOUR-SIDE or visit www.nationwide.com today.
Hi, my name is John Ledbetter. I work at Boca Nova Restaurant in Jack London Square, Oakland, California. I love cooking with simple ingredients, seasonal ingredients. I like using the right things at the right times, and I like to do 10 ingredients or less, preferably always. What we do in this business is we highlight food. And you can't highlight food unless you're using the best of what you can get. And if you can't do that, you should either try to do it or you should go do something else.
California, we're fortunate enough to have some of the best weather around. Days are often filled with a lot of this, sunshine. So why not put that sun to work? Well, that's exactly the thought the Trina family had when they left Italy way back in 1926 for greener pastures in Northern California. They wanted to branch out from their grocery store business, so they started doing what other farmers were doing in the area, sun-drying fruit.
As time went on, we bought properties and started buying fruit from other growers and got into the drying business.
Now, almost 90 years later, the Trina family is still drying fruit the old-fashioned way, but with some modern technology thrown in there too. Today, it's Justin's children, Willie and Vicky, who are looking after the family business that has grown leaps and bounds since it was first started. Over the years, they've dried a variety of fruit, but their biggest success has been returning to their Italian roots and drying a favorite at their family dinner table, tomatoes.
About 1990, we just, knowing that it was a popular item in Italy and seeing a little bit done in California, we started drying it and trying it different ways.
And it eventually grew into this, a sea of red during harvest time, where at any one time, 30,000 trays of tomatoes are drying over 12 acres. Today, Trina Foods is one of the largest dryers of fruits and vegetables in the country. And although these tomatoes are dried, they still are some of the freshest around. That's because they are picked at the peak of freshness and then trucked into Trana headquarters in Patterson. Here they are washed, sorted, and inspected every step of the way.
Here what we're doing is we're making sure the tomatoes are face up, or cut side up, and that way they can dry properly.
After the best tomatoes make the cut, so to speak, they're then placed on these wooden trays and put into the curing room. They're then left out in the sun for 7 to 10 days to let it do its magic and make these into some really red-hot tomatoes.
We really struggled to move them the first year, and that was being about 1990. And the second year, we started moving a few. You know, people started getting the idea of how to use them. All of a sudden, you'd have a show coming out and saying something about sun-dried tomatoes. Seinfeld said something in one of their shows on sun-dried tomatoes. By 1992, we could not keep up with what the demand was.
But after years of supplying restaurants and other companies with their sun-dried produce, the family decided it was time to put their name on their own product. But what would they create? Well, like many other decisions, the siblings, Vicki, Willie, and their brother Joe, who runs their family restaurant in Modesto, came up with an idea.
And then one day we're sitting at the table and we're like, you know what would be awesome is sun-dried tomato ketchup.
So the family decided to literally bottle their success with tomatoes and came up with this sun-dried tomato ketchup that is packed with California sun-dried tomatoes. In fact, each bottle has about 4 pounds of fresh tomatoes in it. The intensely flavored tomatoes become the basis of this gourmet blend that combines the old world tradition of sun-drying with a classic ketchup recipe.
And what we came up with is a ketchup of tomato intensity, and it's real, and we're excited because we didn't really know what we were going to come up with when we started. You know, we thought it sounded good, but would it really be as good as it sounded? This is the sun-dried tomato ketchup.
Okay, let's try this. Gotta try this. Okay, that's good. Brand X, we'll say.
Brand X represent many brands because they all kind of.
It's so funny. There's not much taste with the regular ketchup.
Yeah.
But I never noticed that until I tried the two together.
Less tomato in that and more sugar in that.
Look at
Basically, sun-dried tomatoes cooked down to perfection. Oh, isn't that good?
It's great. Oh my God. The sales are coming in already.
You know, we're about, you know, creating a product that people can be proud of, and more important, that our family is proud of.
With all of their products, the family remains committed to their roots in creating products the old-fashioned way. And by combining their years of experience with family tradition and state-of-the-art technology, they're hoping to create a special recipe for success that everyone can enjoy well into the future.
We do produce the best products in the world. I mean, we really care about what we do here.
Ciao, good morning. I'm Fabrizio Cercatore, and today we are here at Italian. We're going to make a couple of pizza. We start from one of my favorite, that is a ligabue with pesto, because pesto is where I'm from, so it's one of my favorite pizza to make. Okay, this is a pretty simple pizza to make. Stretch the dough. Mozzarella cheese all around, and today we will put like a different version of the ligabue. We will add the sun-dried tomatoes. This is a perfect combination because between Italy and California, sun-dried tomatoes from California and later pesto from Italy. Okay. Okay, in this oven the pizza will take about a minute to be ready, but if you cook at home with a good stone, you probably take like a couple of minutes, 3 minutes at 450 degrees at the oven at home. This one will be is about 700 degrees, so it will be like quicker. Now that the pizza is nicely cooked, we will add fresh pesto. Roasted pineapple and some pecorino romano cheese. And the pizza is ready now. Buon appetito.
Don't leave us yet. There's more California Bountiful coming right up.
In the nation, we worry about fire-breathing monsters. And we worry about spinach. At Nationwide Insurance, we take care of the big things like protecting you, so you only have to worry about the little stuff. We put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation that doesn't sweat it.
Nationwide is on your side.
To learn more about the nation where Farm Bureau members can save on their auto insurance, call 877 on your side or visit www.nationwide.com today.
Welcome back to California Bountiful. Well, if you're not hungry yet, you will be after this next story. Trust me, check it out.
My name is Patrick Mulvaney, and my wife and I, Bob, run Mulvaney's Building and Loan. We're on 19th Street in Midtown Sacramento. I grew up in New York City, so for me, wildlife was rats and seagulls. I graduated in 1983 with a degree in English, which qualified me to be a waiter in Manhattan. And I thought I wanted to own a restaurant, and knew that the owners that I had worked for didn't know anything about the kitchen, and so in many ways they were handicapped. If the chef left, they were in trouble. I went to Europe and I did an apprenticeship so that I could get a little experience. I came back to New York though when I was a cook, and so spent my time 3 years in New York working as a cook. Moved to Arizona. I was there for 5 years. Went back to school so that I could come up here to go to UC Davis. And then that year that I spent up here at Davis was what opened my eyes to what farms and farmers and fresh fruits and vegetables really can bring to a restaurant. The name of our restaurant is The Building and Loan. It comes from the movie It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, who spent his life trying to get out of a small town. When he realizes that this small town is really where he should be, he runs down the street and says, "Hello, you wonderful building and loan." So when I decided that it was Sacramento that I was going to settle in, because of all the farmers and growers and vintners and ranchers that I had met over my year here, I realized that I would have Mulvaney's Building and Loan. It's great to have a sandbox where people bring in neat toys for you every day. Secondly, it's great to support the agriculture in the region. You know, we have a rich history of agriculture here in California, so it's gratifying to be able to highlight some of those people who maybe have been a little unsung. You know, we work in a pretty high-pressured environment, and you come in to eat dinner with us, and you expect that your plate completed will be on your table within 20 minutes of where you got it. And that's the way we think, right? In the kitchen, we know, boom, that everything goes quickly. So when we try to source things from farmers who think in terms of seasons and months and rain and not rain and growing and it can be very frustrating, right? Because we don't have any patience. I want to make a phone call at midnight at the end of my shift and have something here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And a farmer wants an understanding that something that he's planting in March is going to be purchased in August. So because we have good relationships with those farmers and worked at it, over the last 10 or 15 years, the farmers now know that what they grow, we will buy. And we now know that what the farmers are planting is going to be good, and our customers are going to be happy. During the summer, when people say, "Oh my God, I love this peach dinner, this peach dessert is just amazing," and to be able to say, "Oh, do you? Willie over there grew that peach. Oh, I love these tomatoes. Hey Ray, they like your tomatoes." Or here's the guy that made the olive oil, or here's the winemaker, because these people are our neighbors and our friends, and really part of what California and its bounty is about is creating community. Everybody who works here is proud of what they do. It's one of the great things about our restaurant. Perhaps one of the things I'm proudest of is that we figured out how to provide an opportunity for everybody to do work that they think is important, right? And that they get to show that off on a nightly basis. And just like Tom Thumb sticking in it, pulling out a plum, right? You want to show that off. And that could be Norma or Nena or Justin or anybody, right? Coming out and sharing with people.
In the nation, we worry about fire-breathing monsters, and we worry about spinach. At Nationwide Insurance, we take care of the big things like protecting you, so you only have to worry about the little stuff. We put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation that doesn't sweat it.
Nationwide is on your side.
To learn more about the nation where Farm Bureau members can save on their auto insurance, call 877 on your side or visit www.nationwide.com today.
My name is Nick Aurora, this is Alejandro Velez, and we're the two co-founders of Back to the Roots. And it's actually a company we started up during our last semester in college. About 3 or 4 months before graduation, and we actually were in the same classes for 4 years. We're both undergraduate business majors, but it's never met, never connected, and we were both in this business ethics class our last semester, and we heard a professor bring up this fact that you could possibly grow gourmet mushrooms on entirely recycled coffee grounds.
We always joke around because the company got started out of my kitchen fraternity. We didn't know much about agriculture or food, let alone mushrooms, but we both thought this idea was pretty awesome. So we tried out some buckets. We did a couple rows of 5, just put some coffee grounds in, some mushroom seed, and literally just watched YouTube videos and Googled up some different articles on how to cultivate mushrooms. And I think it was right after spring break that we came back and we had 1 bucket that had this gorgeous crop of mushrooms. And looking back, we're actually pretty surprised at the fact that that one grew, because the other 9 didn't grow anything whatsoever. We got so excited about that one bucket, and we ran it over to a local restaurant called Chez Panisse, and Alice Waters, the main chef there, happens to be there. She comes up to us, lets us try them out in the back of her kitchen, and her head chef turns around and says, like, these are pretty good. So we got all excited and took them to the Berkeley Whole Foods and walked in there, first produce guy we saw. And that's really when we first, I think, realized that there was some legs here. There was an opportunity to turn this into something bigger.
With the mushroom kit, it's a little brown box, and inside is all the substrate or the soil that we've used to grow the mushrooms on. And when you open the box up and you slip the bag, just mist it twice a day with a little mister, like once in the morning, once at night. And in 7 days, little baby mushrooms pop out of that little box. And once they pop out, they're doubling in size every single day. So from day 7 to day 10, they'll be doubling in size every night you come home. And by day 10, you can harvest your first full crop of gourmet oyster mushrooms and just throw them in pasta or some soups. And whenever you're ready, just turn the box around and do the same thing on the back side. You get a whole new crop at the back as well.
Has this worked? Do kids come by and play with it?
Yeah. You know, you definitely, every day it's, you know, it's popped around, it's moved around, you know, people are consistently, you know,
picking it up.
Kind of, what is this about, you know?
So you said you looked at these, in 10 days you get a full crop of mushrooms?
For us, it's all been about, you know, coffee grounds at the start, but we knew if we could find a partner who shared that same sense of sustainability and this purpose behind, you know, the company. So for the last, few years, we were really fortunate to be mentored by an amazing mushroom farm close by called Gourmet Mushrooms up in Sebastopol, like an hour away from us. And these guys just had an amazing facility, even the first guys to grow shiitakes in North America. So we were always getting this amazing advice and mentorship from them as we dove into how to grow mushrooms. We had no clue. Well, we finally hit a certain amount of scale and quantity during the holiday season where we had this conversation with them. We're like, hey, it might make sense for you guys to actually start producing these kits for us.
We're very excited about this partnership because I think one of our objectives, bring the fungal kingdom, the knowledge of fungal kingdom to the public.
We grow mushrooms here just like you're going to grow them at home, except we grow them in bottles so we can use the bottle over and over again. And we harvest lots and lots of bottles.
Our brand new product is actually called the Aqua Farm, and we fell in love with this farm out in Milwaukee actually that was doing aquaponics in big scale. And what aquaponics is you actually utilize the fish and plant relationship that happens naturally, where all the fish waste is used as the organic fertilizer for the plants up top, and the plants actually clean the water and bring it back down for the fish. So we saw that, fell in love with it, and we said, can we create the world's smallest system that you can actually fit in a kitchen or a classroom?
As we grow it back to the roots, our vision is like, how can we keep on coming up with beautifully designed and easy to use tools that connect families to food? So for us, we just think that the mushroom kit and the Aqua Farm are step one, and we're just so excited to build a brand and a company that really just stands for connecting families to food again. So it's been amazing, like starting off in California and in Oakland here, and just excited to be able to keep on biggest impact in getting it out there.
Well, that is it for the show today, which is bad news for you, but good news for me, because I get to hang out at the beach for the rest of the day. But if you have questions about any of the stories you've seen or the recipes, you can check them out at our website, CaliforniaBountiful.com. And if you get a sec, go to our Facebook site too, give us a like, and we've got some cool behind-the-scenes photos you can check out on there too. And we'll see you again next week on California Bountiful. Bye.